This is DJ Rochelle here on KPSU and ready to perform for you live on air. Here is Lima of the Sexbots. You can also check them out on PSU.TV/live. That way you can watch her perform. Otherwise, stay tuned in here to hear Lima of the Sexbots live on KPSU.
Is it time? All right. Hello, people in Radioland. But I can't feel you. Baby. I want you to think I can do this, but I'm so scared, and it gets harder every day. It's your voicemail again. It's like kissing a ghost. I can see you still in my mind. I can almost stay still, but I can't feel you. I miss you like can you still feel me? Is this your way of asking me to choose? Please, I'm dying. It's your voice again. It's like kissing a ghost. I can see you still in my mind. I can almost taste you, but I can't feel you. It's like kissing a ghost. There is darkness in air, but I can't feel you. Got your guilt even after you've been drinking all day, but doesn't this all seem the same? And after a while, all day fools and small kids. Maybe he'll look after you. What you looking at, kid? Never mind, I've looked what attention. I can't hear you in my headphones at all. No, it's only 4.
All right, stay tuned. She'll be chatting with me here in just a minute while we thank the people that help make this station possible. Once again, this is DJ Rochelle here on KPSU, Portland's college radio station, which is streaming worldwide 24/7 at www.kpsu.org. So if you missed part of it, you can go there to check out the downloads. Once again, we're going to thank the people that help make this station possible.
Hey Portland, want to get in touch with the city's music, community, and culture? Then pick up a copy of 11PDX magazine or visit 11pdx.com, and that's your free monthly music and culture magazine with up-to-date content from local, national, and international artists. Volume 2 featured interviews with Macklemore, Foles, Unknown Moor Orchestra, Dan Deacon, and plenty more, and we can't wait for an exciting Volume 3 at Mississippi Studios or over 250 additional Portland locations, or visit us online at 11pdx.com.
Okay, now you can catch your breath and say hello.
Hi.
Thank you once again for being here.
You're welcome.
It's always, all the production stuff that goes into just showing up and being here.
Yeah, but it's okay now.
Now you can breathe. It's all good.
Some of those songs I've never done live ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But I remembered all the words. That was cool.
Nice. Good job. I feel like
Thank
I
you.
should
High
high
five.
five. There we go.
Sound engineer, I looked a little horrified, but it's because I was facing him, screaming at him for being an alcoholic and stuff, but it really wasn't, about him.
No, the songs were about somebody else, but he just happened to be there.
It's like, man, no wonder you're single, lady.
Oh,
I know, right? Believe me, I know.
Aw. Yeah, in fact, a lot of your songs do discuss the whole, oh my gosh, I have all these cats now. And
I need to. I mean, and it's funny, so that song is called 20 Cats, and that was originally going to be the title of the album that I was going to make when I got home from Japan, and then things changed, and I decided, the royal I, decided to do just an EP, and I was explaining to Darling, my son, that an EP was like half an album, and this was one of my proudest moments as a parent, because he's only 6, but he did the math in his head, and he said, "Does that mean you're going to call it 10 cats?"
oh,
And I was so proud.
that's so cute. Oh, and one of the songs you reference, you could be dripping in gold, and you happen to be wearing gold
I
right
know.
now.
Well, that's actually a reference to that song. It was remixed by Flight Facilities. Did I get it wrong? I walk into the room dripping in gold. Why don't you want me like the other boys do?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that is Flight Facilities.
Yeah.
We're
Anyway.
both on equal headspace here, where we're a little rummy. Okay, tell me about the gold jumpsuit. How did you acquire it?
I was looking for something on eBay, and became aware that these things existed, and you could buy them for $30, and that's why I'm not allowed to use the internet anymore.
You're officially cut off after that showed up.
Except really, I got these gold stilettos to go with them, which are really
they're
makes the
super
outfit.
cute. Yeah, they're super shiny.
But the thing is, I like to bike places, and you can't bike in stilettos.
Not easily.
Except my regular sneakers don't match this. So, no, I need to go on the internet and find gold platform sneakers.
There you go.
Because I know they exist somewhere.
And I'm sure you're not the only gold-clad person biking around Portland, so somebody's got to have matching shoes.
No. Oh, I bet. But they probably wear different shoe size than I do, so it's not like I can just kill them and take their shoes.
Yeah, that might be a bad idea anyway.
Oh, I killed this person, and they have size 9 feet. Gosh darn it.
It didn't work.
Let's try
we're
the
not
next one.
advocating that, by the way. Please don't kill people for shoes.
Why? How do you get your shoes?
Good point. No. I have tiny feet, too. You could probably steal my shoes.
No, you look like a size 6.
Yeah.
Size 7.
Yeah.
7.5
size 6.
sometimes. So.
G'day. Okay, so backing up a little bit, let's talk about the music again.
All right.
I know a lot of it was very cathartic, I can imagine, just getting it all out.
I don't feel like it. That was very painful to work on, and it was very painful to share with the people that I work with, and I was not able to record it for a couple months because it was so painful. And when I finally got to the point where I was like, we're gonna do this, I was wow, this could actually things were really, really bad in that period. And so when I finally decided to work on it, I was determined not to let my mental health issues interfere with my ability to put out music. And so I said straight out to my sound engineer, we're going to be drinking while we record this. When you walk in the door, the first thing we're going to do is take a shot together. And we're going to do that as many times as it takes to get in the right headspace to not be nervous and do this. And so that's how we did it. It was all recorded pretty drunk, to be honest.
Is it kind of a ritual you have now? Perform, have a shot, put on the jumpsuit, and do it?
No. I have no problem performing sober. I mean, I prefer not to, but I do it. And when I say blind drunk, I mean like a shot and a half. I'm like, oh my God, Nick, you got to finish this one.
Yes, we've bonded over the lightweight status before.
So
I've had friends actually take a wine cooler away from me. They're like, you're tipsy, I'm going to take this.
Yeah, well, that happens to me like halfway through the first class, where people are like, man, you're not driving, are you? And I'm like, no, I'm biking. Well, I don't think you should be on anything with wheels right now. Like,
yeah, because then it doesn't hurt until the next morning. And you're like, that was a bad idea.
That's just like certain people I've known.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just speaking my own personal experience going, I've done that once before and never again.
No, luckily I've never crashed my bike drunk. I usually try and get there in that space quickly and early in the night and then spend like the next 5 hours drinking water. So by the time it's time to head home, I'm pretty sober.
Good. That's much safer.
Yeah.
Safer. What is it like headspace-wise to try and perform now? Because it was so painful to record. I can't imagine what that's like headspace trying to perform it now.
Except for 20 Cats, I have not performed any of this live. The last album was extremely painful to perform live, and I stopped performing a lot of it in the States live until I went to Japan, where people couldn't understand me, and all of a sudden I felt like an enormous privacy. That even the people who spoke English well, it's harder to understand people when they're singing. And so I started to enjoy my music again, and when I got back, I was like able to start doing the songs again, and I don't know, I've been like listening to the recordings of these for months, trying to desensitize myself because I was stress vomiting for several months, both leading up to the recording and then leading up to coming public with these things. And luckily that went away a couple weeks ago. But things were kind of bad.
It's amazing how time can help things, though. Putting the distance between.
Well, part of it was time, and part of it was deliberately desensitizing myself by deliberately listening to it over and over again. And part of it was I was waiting for the fallout for when it came out of, like, the two people that knew me and my, let's see, what do you call someone that I used to know.
I now have that song stuck in my head. Thank you.
You didn't have
Evil
to.
laugh.
Yeah, he never gave me any of his records either. And I have no idea if he's changed his number because we don't talk at all. I was kind of had this, like, very scared of what fallout might or might not happen, and it's kind of happened. And, that's once the stuff started to hit the fan, I was okay, because I can deal with stuff, but I can't wait for stuff to happen. I am the kind of person who will scream on the roller coaster going up, but once it starts going down, there's nothing you can do. It's happening, and I'm quiet. But I will scream going up on the roller coaster. And
that anticipation.
Yes, I am a very big worrier, and
so now that it's happened and it's here, it's like you can just
Yeah,
go down the roller coaster.
I don't know. And then I've been taking a year of sacred celibacy, which has kind of gotten me, which has been really peaceful and relaxing and nice. And someone walks up to me and says whatever thing that people say, and I just say, sorry, I don't date. And it's not like I don't date you, or I don't date people who look like you, or people who do stuff like you do. It's just like, I don't date, sorry. And it's really relaxing, and I don't know, kind of like both looking forward to it ending and like thinking, well, you know, it's so peaceful, maybe I should just keep going. You know, like I can go to Shebop, they can show me stuff. Like, I don't know anything, but I know this stuff exists in the world.
It'd be great if they actually sponsored the album.
Oh my god.
It'd be just too perfect. So appropriate, wouldn't it? Sorry, tangent.
No. I mean, I don't know, like when we first split up, it was every night I would wait till the kids were in bed, and when the kids were not up, to keep a good face in front of them, or if I wasn't at work, I would cry, and I would I would sometimes find myself making a noise that I'd only read about, like in primitive cultures, when they're like wailing with grief, and it's like primal, and it was like a sound that I didn't know I could make, and I didn't consciously start making, but it scared me, and I couldn't stop it. And I was having major relapse in my OCD, and stuff, and it was hard because I didn't want to talk about it with very many people, and
it's hard to talk about those kind of things, I think, for anyone, because it's a point of vulnerability.
Right. And
you don't always know how it'll be received either.
Right, and I guess the places I thought I'd find support, I didn't, which was not very encouraging of continuing to look for it. Also, there was like a point of like having been with this guy for 2 years that I was bored of telling the story of like, so-and-so was mean to me and now I'm crying, and it's like, man, this person's like already heard this story like 6 times, and like, honestly, I'm tired of telling it, but at the same time, I know that this is very bad, and I think I need help. Luckily there were like people who didn't know about the situation who were always like, let's go out dancing, let's do stuff, who like got me away from being alone at home. It helped a lot. So
it's good how that can be a therapy in a sense. It's like just getting out of the house.
Yeah, but until quite recently I was still having dreams about him, and the dreams kind of evolved over time, but it's I don't know, I feel peaceful with the situation right now, except for the fact that I kind of flinch in this certain 6-block radius of downtown of like, I hope I don't bump into him on his lunch break or something.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember which song it was that you had that was about bumping into exes at a show.
Oh my goodness. It's called This Is What Living in Portland Is Like.
Yes, that one.
Yeah. He doesn't come to my shows. I mean, for a while I was terrified of that because when we first got together, I refused to talk to him after something happened, and I was like, that I cannot talk to you. Like, this is
this is kind of serious stuff. And because I refused to talk to him for a month, he drove 100 miles to a show I was playing in Eugene. And
Wow.
I guess the way one of my friends put it was, he won that round. And so for a long time, every time I was playing a show, or I was terrified that he'd show up and it'd be the same deal. But now I'm like, I'm not scared of that anymore.
Just embraced it.
No, I'm pretty he's a man who is never lonely, and he was not lonely when we were together either. So I'm sure he's got other distractions at this point.
You don't have to worry about him driving to a show now. Or if you do, it's not present in your mind. You're not gonna.
It's not.
That's good.
So.
Part of that peace of mind you're getting now.
It comes and goes. I still I'm working on it, but when I leave the house, I get a block away from home, and then I turn around, I go back and make sure the door's locked, and then I leave for good. So I'm working on it. So I'm still sleeping on the couch, because sleeping on the couch feels less like sleeping alone. So it's been like 6 months. So I don't know.
Tell me more about the process of making this album, like not just the music itself, but everything else that goes into it, because there's so much production that happens in creating an album besides just the music.
First, you might meet like a really handsome guy with a personality disorder. And then you hold on to that vision of love like far longer than is reasonable, till the point where even you realize it's a bad idea. And your friends are ostracizing you because they don't want to hear about it anymore. That's the first step. This can take up to 2 years, honestly. Like, you cannot rush this process at all. No, he doesn't have a... I hope I don't sound mean, because this guy is the love of my life, and I'm not allowed to talk to him.
No, let's back up a little bit. So let's talk more about, when I said production, I mean like, having to mix and master and put together the music and printing the CDs and promoting it and all of the behind the scenes stuff.
Well, we recorded it in my living room, drunk, on a pretty minimal setup, and Nick's great. I don't know if it's for the first time, I feel like I found a sound engineer whose personal feelings are not compromising in the process. Like, I felt like I didn't have any regrets afterwards. And,
that's an important relationship right there.
It is. I'm gonna take good care of that boy. A first step to keeping a good sound engineer in your life is don't shag him.
Taking good care of him means not shagging him, just for the record.
It does. And that is so counterintuitive at times. You're here, and we're already drunk. I'm like,
Nope. Just learn to say no.
I know. And then, mixing is kind of an interesting process with me, because I've been doing music for a while, so I know some of the terms, but half of them I use wrong. And then sometimes I'll tell weird stories about, like, so you're in the forest and the wolf is creeping up the mountain, and I want the reverb to sound like the wolf's footprints on the leaves. And most people are like, I don't get paid enough for this. Get out of here. You're crazy. And like, but and you try not to push that, and you apologize, and you offer them more booze. And sometimes I tell this weird descriptive thing that's impossible to work with, and then I'll literally, like, read a book while they're tweaking it, because if I'm listening during the process and I make comments, it freaks them out. So I'll tune out until they tell me it's okay to listen to. And usually there's 2 or 3 rounds of mastering where everybody says, it's not going to sound different after mastering. We're just making it so it's the same level as the other songs. That's bullshit. It's
Stuff. I'm glad you caught yourself there.
Mastering does change the way it sounds. And and you can't be afraid to ask, actually, I would like a little more bass, and how come it's not as loud? You know, like, so.
In that voice, too.
Right. I'm sorry, Master, forgive me. But could I have a little more bass? And I feel that's like, the bass is a big thing when you're mixing dance music with guys who don't listen to dance music. Like, this isn't dubstep, but the standards have changed over the years. And ladies love the bass. So, and this is something that guys who listen to indie music or metal, like, don't get the importance of the bass, and you have to really grind it into them, like, hey, the ladies love the bass.
So it makes it
Get
danceable.
some hot. Let's have some more bass.
You get the womp womp along with the good beat.
Let's double up on that one. And then we're going to turn the knob up, too.
All right, so we'll just put the word out to all musicians. I like extra womp womp bass in there.
Ladies love the bass.
I actually have a shirt that says womp equals bass. It's actually from Acoustic Minds, but it's
okay.
Yeah, you probably know that band.
I do. I saw you at one of their shows.
Oh, that's right.
And then, I don't know, at some point you have to make pictures that are going to be on that album, whether it's digital or physical, and for me that usually involves taking photos that for some reason don't have very much clothes on them, and it could be because I'm not fashionable and still wearing my brother's hand-me-downs.
I think it's so ironic too.
That
You talk about
don't look good on me.
You feel so uncomfortable, like showing any skin sometimes.
I know.
And it's so ironic that your album covers are like the exact opposite of that.
I don't know. Clothes are weird, and clothes have a lot of information conveyed in them about subcultures and period, and there is a lot of information conveyed in what you're wearing that I'm not trying to convey. I'm trying to have a very discrete amount of information with a clear focus, and so that's part of it. And I don't know, maybe it's just so that when I'm old, to prove to myself I was okay once. I
was a hottie back then.
I was okay, you know. I don't know. I have a weird disconnect when I look at pictures of myself where I'm like, okay, like, those are my glasses, that's me. But, like, I don't feel like, oh, like, that's how I look.
I feel like sometimes it's almost like you have this alter ego that's like your performance person when you're performing or taking pictures, and then there's the person who just hangs out and chats.
Well, but I am able to project that during photo shoots, but that's not how I feel. I feel like photo shoots, especially ones that show skin, are basically extended panic attacks, but I have a really good game face.
So anytime your eyes are really wide in those photos, that's you really panicking?
No, that's usually kind of a joke. But no, I am actually pretty uncomfortable in those situations. I just learned how to model a little bit by staring at other people.
Is that what helps kind of calm you, just to stare at someone else while you're doing it?
No, because I art direct my shoots, so I have to be pretty there, and I'm directing it and stuff. I'm not holding the camera, but I'm directing it.
Do you have any sort of mental tricks to try and do it?
Yeah. The knowledge that if I don't get that shot, we're gonna have to keep going until we do. Or do it all over again from the beginning. And it's like that desperation of like, we have to do this so this can be over.
Is there other things that can help make you comfortable, though? Like, we had talked before you went on air about the video I was involved in, and how when I got there, it was pretty easy just to take stuff off because everyone else was.
Right.
It's like everyone else is in this zone.
I know.
It makes it easier.
You just act like it's normal. But I'm the one that's making it look like that for other people. Well,
and for the record, I wasn't naked in that shot.
No, but she was really cute. Well, I've developed a system of safe people over the years that I've been performing a lot, and it used to be like the safe person was like someone who would come to the show and tell me I didn't look fat and to eat something so I wouldn't get too drunk, because when I'm nervous I can't eat, which means I can get really drunk off less than half a drink. And you know, just like basically like be there and say like, you're not fat, go do it, you know, go do that thing you always do. And I just like, okay, I can do it. Or, you know, my friend Kendra has come to so many shows with me and like been there backstage. I'm sure all you ladies love when you're really stressed out. And so it affects your body and you get your period early. So Kendra has been the one backstage with me many times, like, I'm so fat, I don't think I can. Oh my God, we need to go buy tampons! Like, right now!
And then suddenly it's like, okay, it's not just me.
And that's how you end up in the 7-Eleven wearing a vital nurse costume buying tampons.
Wait, you too? No.
I know, right? The great thing about it is when you do that, they probably assume you're using them on someone else.
And you know the thing that I love, though? You go anywhere, it doesn't matter if you're in costume or just, like, sweats and flip-flops.
Yeah.
Courtesy clerks at, like, grocery stores and 7-Elevens, they don't flinch. They
No,
just don't even
they
react
don't.
at all.
They don't.
I think they're just desensitized. They've seen it all.
They have. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I've seen some raw things at 7-Eleven. Yeah, so I've kind of expanded that system of, like, there are people I text when I'm having a panic attack, and one of them is a friend who's currently on, like, a year-long bicycle trip across the nation. Like, he literally biked from
jealous.
Portland down to New Mexico, crossed to New Orleans, he was trying to go into Montreal, but they wouldn't let him cross the border. I don't know why.
That's too bad.
And then he's going to make his way back to Oregon. And so, you know, he's got no job. He's got no, you know, his ties to the rest of the world are kind of minimal. But every so often I will text him, like, say nice things to me. And when I say that, he knows that I'm having a panic attack, and he'll start texting me back, baby kittens, waterfalls, the sound of walking on snow. And, like, and so I'll be like, oh, okay, thank you. And then once in a while, he'll like, text the same thing to me, like, I don't feel good, say something nice. Like, and then I have to think of nice things to say to him, like, cookies that I just made. like, you know. And then same with my sister, like, I'll be like, I'm in the bathroom at work, changing into my gold bodysuit to go talk to Rochelle, and I don't want the cooks to look at me. And she's like, you're fine, and you don't look fat at all. Like, okay, I do this.
So just take note. Every woman needs this. We all need reassurance. And I think it's part of, if I can say this, I can't imagine anyone disagreeing, it's part of sort of that creative, artistic personality, too, where it's like we all have those issues of, like, you want to put things out there, but then at the same time you're burying so much of your soul that it's like you're afraid of that judgment. Of, like, don't look at me.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's also, like, a consciousness of, like, you know, other people, I think other people don't act like this sometimes. Other people don't, like, tell stories about their love life, like, super, super publicly, while acting them out in costume. You know, like,
It's like, wait,
this
that's
is
not just
completely
me?
normal for
Oh.
me, but every so often I get very conscious, like, you know what? This is not what it's like for everybody out there. Even in Portland. I mean, like...
And Portland's definitely full of a lot of creative types.
I know.
Wait, I feel like we can get away with a lot here, and no one's gonna look or care.
Or a lot of, like, very idiosyncratic things. Like, if you go to a Portland coffee shop and they don't have rice milk, soy milk, almond milk, and coconut milk, you're like, outrage, you call yourself a coffee shop? What is this? And then, like, you go...
I had a barista apologize to me because all they had was soy milk.
Right. And so you drive outside of Portland like 40 miles, and you're lucky to have your soy milk.
Right.
And when you order it, they pity you. Pity you for being a fool that doesn't know how to just eat food and like it.
And then let's just take that a little more to the next step there. Going to Japan, which I can imagine whole different. It's not even just about having soy milk or anything. It's like, you want what? Coffee?
Oh, no, that was okay because I didn't speak enough to ask for anything. But I could pick food up in the grocery store and just like, and they would turn the register so I could see the number and read the number. And, you know, I know how to say please and thank you and I'm sorry. And that you can do an awful lot with that. Please, I'm sorry. And like, it was like something I said probably a million times a day there. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm a shameful American who doesn't speak your language but came to your country and expected you to just give me directions and stuff. You know, like, I'm very aware of this. I'm sorry. Please.
So if you're going to give advice to other musicians wanting to travel, not just Japan, just anywhere in general, because I know you've been to Europe and other places too.
Uh-huh.
What sort of advice would you give besides just learning, I'm sorry, please, and thank you?
Hang your pants up every night to air out so you can wear them the next day. Take a shower whenever possible. You don't know when the next time that will happen is.
I've heard this. I've also heard people tell you to bring lots of socks.
Yeah, you're gonna run out anyway. It doesn't matter how many you bring. Don't go to Japan in the winter. It's really cold. It's beautiful, but it's really cold. And always clean up every day. Clean up, put on makeup, shave your face, do whatever it takes to make it easy for people to be nice to you. Because you are depending on the kindness of strangers and of store clerks and to let you use the bathroom or, you know, you're constantly asking favors of people. Where's the train station? Where's the bathroom? I don't know how to talk, but I'm trying to buy something from you. I'm just pointing at stuff and shoving money at you. So the least you can do is not look like you're homeless and not smell like you're homeless. I don't care how hippie you are. Use deodorant on tour and wash as much as you can every day and then put on some lipstick and look like a nice, reasonable person that they are glad to help.
Very good advice.
Portland standards for hygiene are not the same other places. So I did shave my armpits in the South, too, just because I knew that would kind of throw people off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, be respectful.
Is there things you kind of learned the hard way while on tour?
No. I mean, like,
Where you're just like, oh, I won't do that again. I'll remember this.
Well, I went on tour when I was 4 months pregnant, and I had my clothes planned out, and that happens to be the part of the pregnancy where all of a sudden you start to show, things start growing, and nothing fit me except for one pair of pants that I had to unbutton when I sat down. So I wore the same pair of pants for 9 days straight, which meant I couldn't wash them either. I'm sorry. I'm not sure what the moral of that story is. Maybe, like, bring an extra $20 with you in case you have to buy pants.
There's always unplanned expenses.
There are. And, you know, always, I haven't had too many scary experiences crashing with people on the road. I did have one in Olympia. I don't know. It's very strange because the safety, you cannot live in the same safe way you do at home, where you're going to a place where only you have the key, and that's that. So you have to like kind of like be open-hearted and try and embrace this thing. But there's still bad people out there.
So you have to be cautious.
Yeah, and the beautiful thing about iPhones is it's really easy to block people's numbers. You don't even have to call the phone company like you used to. You remember those days?
Yes.
You had to call the phone company and wait on hold for like 15 minutes and then be like, they're so mean. Can you make it so they can't call me anymore?
Mm-hmm.
And if they had a blocked number, they couldn't do it. They'd be like, sorry.
Yeah,
You
they
only
had to
block-
have the number to block it.
I know. And
I remember having this issue before. I had posted actually online. I think you had commented about someone who was texting, like where they had seen me and stuff. And I was just like, and it says there's no number. How do I block it?
yeah, that's weird.
But now there's a way. You can just
Yep.
tap a little button, be like, block the creepy person texting me, who I don't know who that is.
It's nice. Yeah. Oh, iPhones. Google Maps got me around Japan. Yeah, you're gonna use a lot of data on the road. T-Mobile has a really good plan. That's what I'm on right now. T-Mobile can sponsor me too. But yeah, if you've been holding off on that smartphone thing, stop. Get one. You need your GPS. You need to be able to call home and access your email. There used to be internet cafes everywhere when I first started touring, and we just stop and buy a coffee and check our email. They don't really exist nowadays. That's why I got a smartphone, because I realized I would not be able to check email on the road. And you have to, because that's how you communicate with most of your contacts on the ground. And then the mapping function's great. And in Japan, it was very common that when people were like so excited that I was from America and doing this weird music, they would pull out Google Translate and we would talk to each other with it. Like typing stuff in and then holding up the screen to the other person.
That's so cool.
It
That's
was-
like something out of an ad.
It was very common over there. And then because FaceTime was on data, not minutes, I was able to FaceTime with my boyfriend, who has a whole EP for him. Lucky dude. Because when I would be getting into the hostel after the show at 1 a.m., it was like 8 a.m. here. He'd be getting ready for work. And I'd be like, oh my god, I'm passing out in this hostel. And at one point, I was so tired I got my key stuck in the door. And I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, actually, this was in one of my comics. I was like, I can't get the key out. But I can't just leave it here because then anybody can go in the room and there's probably like girls sleeping in there. And I'm so tired, I don't know what to do, and there's no night staff. And I'm just sitting on like the landing of the stairs, FaceTiming with him, and like half passing out, and all of a sudden this girl from France walks up. She's like, oh, there is a key in the door. What is it doing here? And she just pulled it out. like,
French to the rescue.
I know. I'm so sorry. Sorry,
Oh, that's awesome. So, since we're almost out of time, I want to make sure we get a plug. Your show that's coming up at Dante's.
Dante's, September 14th, which is a Sunday. We're going on at 9 p.m. right before Sinferno, and your admission includes Inferno. Are we allowed to say that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I have some new go-go's, and they're really good. And then, of course, there's going to be the Sinferno go-go's and the aerialists, and it's going to be great. And you could just come to my show, or you could think ahead and call in sick for Monday already.
Or just go to the show and then miss the cabaret part? No, you don't want to do that.
No, you're already there. You already found parking. And
bicycle parking I found is difficult sometimes at night.
it is around the hot spots.
But apparently you can lock up your bikes to the parking post.
I do that all the time.
I
So.
discovered that trick and I was like, oh, I'm going to remember that.
Yeah, so it's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to it.
Nice. Will it be the official album release? Or
Yeah.
is it? Okay.
It is. And
So there'll be lots of copies there.
I don't make that many for the U.S. People buy them more abroad than in the U.S. Everyone
Interesting.
here just wants digital, and that's fine.
Will you have like little download cards then, or just like the info on where to get it?
Probably just the info. I mean, they're just gonna go to the Bandcamp probably, or I don't know. The Patreon people already have it. Oh, Patreon's cool. It's sort of like the official fan club, and I send people presents, and it's fun, and I make zines, and I don't know, do different things that I feel like, and tell bad jokes, really, really bad jokes.
They're like the corny dad jokes.
Sometimes.
I think you called them, what is it, the bad Asian mom? Yeah.
My mom has been really on fire lately. I was visiting, and my dad's just sitting there on the couch, and he's worked all week, and it's the weekend, and he lost a kidney a couple years ago, and he's put in his time, and now it's okay for him to be like a 50-something-year-old dude and sit on the couch, and his beard's turning gray, and the whole deal, and my mom walks up to him and screams, "Stop being old!" It's like, she's so
That's
good.
right, you can just stop.
Like, hey, this wasn't what you promised me. Like,
Oh.
get off that couch and get a six-pack. Where's the man I married?
Well, on that note, we're almost out of town. So once again, Lima of the Sexbots performing at Dante's on the 14th. That's
Yes.
Sunday, just before Sinferno.
Yes,
So you can come early, check it out, have a good time.
yes, you should come.
If anyone wants to get the album or find more info about your music, they can go to Bandcamp, Facebook.
Everywhere. I'm on. I might be on Instagram. I think my little sister signed me up for it, but I don't know how to use it.
So the usual social media
Yeah,
spots.
the usual ones. Except there's something called Snapchat, but I don't even. Why? It's like conversations that disappear, or maybe it's pictures. I don't even know. I can't deal with this.
FaceTime you can handle.
I can handle FaceTime.
All right.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to mention before we're out of time?
I think everyone should call their mom because most people don't do it very often, and moms like it. Like, you can just talk about what you're cooking for dinner. They don't care. Or stuff. Just let them know that you're eating food and you still have a job, or if you don't, you're like, you're this close to getting one and they don't have to worry about you anymore. It's a
Nice.
good idea to call your mom sometimes.
Good advice from Lima. Oh, and can I get you to do a quick station drop? Just this is Lima of the Sexbots. You're listening to KPSU.
Okay. Well, it's I did it a special way that I've only done for Wild Planet Radio, but I can do it for you guys too if you
Yes.
want. Sorry, and then I cough. This is Alima of the Sexbots, and I listen to KPSU when I'm naked.
Beautiful. Thank you. All right. And thank you to PSUTV for the broadcast on psu.tv/live.
That's a lot of slashes.
Yeah. All the ///. All right. And thank you all for listening to KPSU.